around freezing, at least overnight. We're trying to avoid the snow because our rigs aren't really outfitted for too much snow right now. Maybe we'll do that at a later date, but one of our rigs is somewhat stock, and my rig is pretty close to stock, just with some all-terrain snow-rated tires on it. So we're not really set up to do much in the way of snow. So we're going to try and avoid that, but we're definitely going to be out in the cold, and it's looking like we're going to probably be out in the rain. So just doing a one-night thing. Going to head up there, explore some trails, kind of have some fun, just kind of camping. So hope you guys enjoy, and we've got the drone, so we're hoping to get some really cool shots of the Cascade Range, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. We don't really have too much of a plan right now. We're just kind of cruising up here, and we're heading up to the Detroit area, if you guys are familiar with that, here in Oregon, which is kind of towards the foot of the Cascade Range, so we're not going to be climbing too much. I'm not sure what our elevation is going to be exactly, but we'll be up in the mountains, just not going too far up. So anyways, I'm going to take you guys along, and hopefully we'll get some, like I said, hopefully get some really cool shots of the Cascade Range with the drone and the surrounding areas, and just kind of have some fun. So we're definitely starting to climb now. We're at about an elevation of 1,500. I just checked a second ago, and we're off the road, down the trail, actually starting to get out here a little bit. I don't know if the camera's going to be able to pick it up pretty well, but there's a lot of burnt down forests up here. So a few years ago here in Oregon, we had a really bad wildfire that came through the Detroit, Gates, Lyons area. It almost went all the way down into the valley, actually. It came really close to hitting Silverton. But it was a really crazy wildfire. We've never seen anything like it. And so now there's a lot of burnt down area up here. I think they're still cleaning it up to this day, and it's been like 3 or 4 years now. And it was pretty bad. We know people that had to evacuate as a result of it, and destroyed a lot of homes. It more or less destroyed the whole town of Detroit, actually. So I don't know if the camera's gonna be able to pick it up, and it's kind of hit or miss. Like, you'll see green forest through here, and then all of a sudden there's just a patch of just burnt up dead trees. But anyways, it was pretty wild. All right, I know I gave you guys an update just a few minutes ago, but we're now at about 2,200 feet in elevation, so we're climbing pretty quick, and hopefully you can kind of tell on the camera. I know those things kind of flatten things out, but we're climbing quite a lot. So far, everything we've been on, I think you could take a two-wheel drive on pretty easily. I mean, we're in two-wheel drive. I've not had any slippage at all. I think you can pretty much take any rig up here so far. There are a lot of little paths that you could go down from this main road, and some of those look like they could get a little bit sketchier pretty quick. But this main road, so far at least, been pretty easy. So if you're looking for a place to camp, this may be a good option, even if you don't have a four-wheel drive vehicle. We're now at about 3,200 feet in elevation. The trail's definitely getting a little more, less maintained, we'll call it that. I'll try and overlay a picture or a video of it right now, but it's definitely getting a little less maintained. It's still maintained, still a path cut through here, but a lot of downed branches and trees and stuff kind of reaching out over the road and whatnot. And we're definitely getting pretty high. I mean, I think we entered the trail, it was 1,200 feet, so we've climbed about 2,000 feet so far. So, but still, so far it's pretty easy. Still in two-wheel drive, no issues at all. this is what I'm talking about when I say a lot of the forest was burned down here. So this is an area that you can tell they very recently, very actively have been clearing out still. It's very burned down, very open. Yeah, we're definitely getting up here in height too. It's getting pretty high. We're now starting to get kind of above, out into kind of a clearing, out into an opening kind of above the kind of mountain here that we're on, rather than just down in the trails. So also starting to see a little bit of snow on the sides of the road, which is kind of fun. So yeah, we'll see how far we keep going. I'm not entirely sure. We talked about stopping back there and just kind of setting up camp for the night, but we both kind of wanted to keep going and getting up there a little bit higher. So yeah, we'll see how far we go. Alright, so I just talked to my cousin Brent up here that we're following, and he said that there's a waterfall up here, not too far away from where we're at. So we're going to see if we can find that, see if the trail, you know, stays nice and clear like this, nice and easy. If it gets too sketchy, we'll probably turn around or find a place to camp. But I mean, so far it's been pretty easy. So if it stays like this, then it'd be pretty cool to be able to find that waterfall and check it out. So. Okay, so we're trying to get turned around here. Trail got really snowy really quick, and Brent's definitely sliding around up there a little bit. There's not really a good place to turn around, so we're stuck driving in reverse, trying to get out of there. It looks like he may have found a place to turn around up there. We're gonna go see how that's going real quick and try and get out here. So, unfortunately, I am stuck backing up I've been going for what, maybe quarter mile, half mile, just backing it up. There's nowhere to turn around. The only place to turn around is where Brent turned around, and there's not enough room to get another vehicle by him. So, so we're just backing it up. The snow just got super deep just all of a sudden back there, and you know, if our rigs are built up a little bit more, maybe that'd be different, but they're not, so we don't want to push it too far and get ourselves stuck or into some kind of situation that we don't want to be in. So we're just going to keep doing this for now. Try and get out of here. Is it getting pretty narrow?
Huh?
Is it getting narrow up there, you think? Or?
It does, but like right here, it gets a little hairy, but it doesn't look like it gets too deep.
Okay.
But it's just because there's like where small little bit of water flows. There's some logs that if you just stay to the left, you should be able to go around it.
Okay. You want to keep going then?
Yeah, we can go a little bit. If it gets too much narrower, we'll have to back down. That's gonna be, I think the worst part right there is gonna be trying to back through that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. All right, so I didn't record any of it. We were a little focused on just getting out of there, but I think the GoPro should have caught a decent amount of it. Got a little hairy back there. We went down another trail that we were hoping we could go down. It looked like it got to kind of a cool like lookout peak area up there, but we're starting to get into a little bit of snow. It's starting to get kind of slushy, and it was a little tight too for full-size rigs, and so we decided to turn around, but there was nowhere to turn around at, and it didn't look like there was going to be anywhere for a bit. So we backed out and had a little bit of a hiccup there, trying to get around a log where the road was caved in a little bit. And it took us a few attempts, but we managed to get through. So now we're just kind of going back to where we came from, and we're gonna find a place to camp. Let's see, right now we're at 4,000 feet. So climbed a lot since the 1,200 that we entered the trail at. So yeah, I'll probably won't have any updates until we get back to a campsite. So we're just gonna kind of keep our eyes open and find a place to pull off. All right, so we're about to get going here to find our camping spot. We found a really cool kind of outlook here. You can actually see the town of Gates down below the mountain where we're at here. So we decided to pull off, get some pictures, and I got the drone out, got some neat shots, some neat videos, I think, of the mountain range here. We'll see when we actually pull it off the drone, but it looked pretty cool. So we're just heading back now onto the trail to find a camp spot. We just went down a side trail and I think we found a pretty cool little spot here. We're gonna camp, so we're gonna get set up. Alrighty, good morning. So, got a little cold last night. It was in the 30s. Didn't get too bad. Didn't have any heat or anything in here, so just a bunch of blankets, and it stayed warm enough. It was fine. Got a little windy. but it's pouring down rain right now, so it's very cold and very rainy out, so time to get up and deal with that. All right, well, we're back on the trail, heading out now. We just got everything all packed up. Everything went pretty good. It was nice, and we all stayed nice and warm. You know, given the conditions, it was in the 30s overnight, and it definitely rained quite a bit. Got a little windy there too. I wasn't expecting that. We were expecting a little bit of rain, but it downpoured pretty good this morning. So we're gonna have to dry out all our gear and everything, unfortunately. But we're basically just hopping back on the trail to head home and call it a day. If you're interested in any of the gear that you saw in my video here, bed rack, tent, awning, all that stuff, head on over to race@overland.com. We sell all that stuff there. I've been using the Tough Stuff Alpha for probably about a year now, and I've taken it on a lot of trips, and I've been super, super happy with it. It's very, very large. It's about a king-sized bed when it's all opened up, and it's very waterproof. I've had it through some pretty intense rainstorms, and it has held up just fine. And I actually bought that before I started selling those tents, and that was actually one of the reasons I started selling those tents, is because of how much I love that thing. So if you're interested in the Tough Stuff Alpha tent that I had in my video today, you can find that over at race@overland.com. Same with the extrusion overland bed rack that I have. It's a modular bed rack. You can add on a bunch of accessories and stuff like that to it. It's pretty neat. It's very heavy duty, which is nice. A lot of the bed racks out there are only rated for, 500-600 pounds, whereas theirs is basically rated to whatever your bed rails can handle. So it's a very beefy bed rack, and it's very modular. And then, also the awning. That's probably one of my favorite pieces of gear that I've got on my rig, especially when it starts raining like it was this trip. And I've been in some other trips where it was just downpouring, and having that awning is really a lifesaver in cold, rainy conditions. So take a look at that. And we got a bunch of other stuff over there as well. If you're interested, just head on over to radiosetoverland.com and take a look at what we've got. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Let me know what kind of content you like too, because I'm just kind of getting my YouTube channel here started, and I want your guys' feedback on if you like this content, what we can improve on, what you liked, what you didn't like, and hopefully we can produce more content like this. So until next time, have a good one.